And I want you to know that I wrote the whole name for the condition, diabetes mellitus, for one reason, and is that there is another type of diabetes that I'm not going to be covering right now, and I'm going to talk about that later on the presentation. But just have that in mind, that we're going to be talking about diabetes mellitus, or DM, how we say it, both type 1 and type 2. What is diabetes? It's a condition in which the organism is unable to introduce the glucose, which is the sugar, properly into the cells, and that results in an abnormal quantity of glucose, sugar, that's free in the bloodstream. Because of course, all of us need to have sugar, and it travels free in the bloodstream. But we need to introduce that sugar into the cells so we can either store it for using that energy later, or simply to use it and obtain energy. But if it stays free, floating in the bloodstream, that creates a problem. So the diabetes is actually a condition in which the organism is unable to introduce that glucose properly. Why? Why does this happen? Well, several things, but first we have to understand that glucose, sugar, requires insulin to enter the cell. Insulin is a protein that is created, fabricated, that it's made by the pancreas, which is an organ. The pancreas makes insulin, and that protein, let's say, that opens the door for sugar to enter the cells. Some people are not able to make insulin because the body attacks the cells of the pancreas that actually make the insulin. So that's an autoimmune condition. And some other individuals, they can produce insulin, but simply the cells start to resist the action of this protein. So in the first case, where you have an autoimmune disease, we call this diabetes type 1. Usually you are born with it. It's more common in young people and kids, although not exclusively. And and diabetes type 2, which is the diabetes that you develop over the years, probably after 40 or 50 years old, that you never had any troubles with sugar, and then suddenly you start developing. But I always like to show images because I think they're worth 1,000 words. So here it is. It's just a drawing, but maybe it can help you understand. In this case, those little hexagons, the blue hexagons, are sugar, glucose, and the key, it's the insulin. So remember, insulin opens the door so the sugar can go in. If there's no insulin, or suddenly the keyhole doesn't work as good, well, then sugar is going to be free on the bloodstream, and that's definitely no good.